So you want to be successful in your teens. Well, to make more money, get jacked, and build that dream life in your 20s, you can't just want it. You have to become a certain type of man. The kind that doesn't fold under pressure. The kind that doesn't need to show off. The kind that moves different from the crowd. You see, your teenage years aren't just about having fun. They're the training ground for the rest of your life. And to become that high-value man, you need to develop certain traits. And these are the years where you should adapt these traits and make them part of you. And most men don't realize these traits until it's too late. And let me show you the 5 traits that you should develop as a teenager in order to set yourself up for success down the road. Traits that changed everything for me. And if you apply even one of them, you won't just feel different, you'll start living different. Have you ever seen a kid who finally starts winning and suddenly they just switch up? They start bragging, acting like they're above everyone else, talking down on people like they forgot where they come from. And you have to understand that that doesn't show strength, it shows insecurity. The longer you're in this game, the more you'll start to realize that real success comes from staying quiet. And I see it time after time all around me. Teenagers doing great in life, they even generate momentum, but then they let their egos get the best of them. They open their mouths and ruin that momentum. I mean, that's the most powerful force on your side. And you're willing to throw that all away just because you won't keep your mouth shut. What I mean by this is keep working even when you're winning. You just won your game? That's great, man. Enjoy it. But remember that tomorrow morning, you should be out there waking up early and putting 100%. You're pretty much saying, I can do better even when people are clapping for you. You don't need to be bragging at any point. Like I've said in previous videos, people don't need to know your every move. Build yourself in silence, grow in silence, and let your results make all the noise. It's easier to stay humble when you're losing. But real kings, they stay humble even when they're winning because they know that everything can change in the matter of a second. That's the grounded spirit. This one's probably the hardest for most teenagers. Whenever you start taking life seriously, going to the gym, making money, focusing on your priorities, you'll notice that people have a lot to say. Why are you trying so hard? Just chill, you're doing too much. Yo, you've changed. And yeah, you did change for the better. And never be sorry for that. If you're trying to be great at something, if you're trying to stand out, people won't get that. And you gotta be okay with it. You'll lose friends, maybe even your closest ones. People will laugh, and most of the time, you'll be alone. And trust me, bro, I'm currently in that point of my teenage years. People don't get why I trained football so hard, why I started this channel, and even why I'm working on my business. And that's completely fine by me. I mean, obviously it'll hurt sometimes. People laughing at you, people not understanding you, being alone all the time. But remember that while they're wasting time, you're using your teenage years to set yourself up for success. And especially if you're just starting out, it's probably the hardest because you have nothing to show for yourself, no proof, nothing. You just kind of seem like a crazy person. The lone wolf's path isn't an easy one, but it's the path to freedom. And as you're walking it, you'll notice that it's actually pretty beautiful. And if you stay on this path long enough, you'll look behind one day and realize you're way ahead of the pack. In the book, The 48 Laws of Power, it reads that the man who lets his emotions control him is a slave to his mind. And low-key, that hit. I used to be the type of guy who'd react to even the smallest things. And just like anyone else, I still have my moments, but I'm getting a lot better at dealing with it. Most teenagers I see react without even thinking. One bad grade and they crash out. Someone says something behind their back and they let it ruin their whole day. In this journey, you can't let your emotions control you. If you're always reacting to something, you're never gonna win. Be the type of teenager that controls their emotions with a leash. You're obviously still gonna have these feelings, but don't act on impulse. Learn to pause, breathe, and think before you say or do anything. Because even one little slip up can give people the wrong idea of who you are. In today's society, I think that teenagers have been told that breaking down, fighting back, talking back, is a sign of strength. But I personally think that staying calm in tough situations is the biggest sign of maturity, strength, and power that a teenager can show. And a couple tips that I can share with you from my own experience are: start meditating. I've emphasized this so much in my past videos, but it's honestly because it works so well. Spend 10 minutes every day in a room quietly with your thoughts. No excuses here because I know you have 10 minutes. Start journaling. Have a daily reflection anytime in the day just to write down what you're thinking, your emotions, your feelings, just to let it all out. I'll make a video specifically on journaling sometime in the future. And before you do something stupid, just take 5 seconds and think, is this worth it? Like, will this actually get me ahead? Just following these simple tricks, it will change how people see you and more importantly, how you see yourself. We all want results fast. You start going to the gym and you expect abs in 2 weeks. You start a YouTube channel and your first video gets 10 views and you're already thinking of quitting. Trust me, I've been a victim to this for the longest time. Every new side hustle I got into, every time I started the gym, I've expected results in the first week. But I've come to realize that in anything you do in life, that's just not how it works. I'm gonna give you a little analogy. Think of success as this plant right here. You plant a seed, you water it a bit, you see no results. You water it some more, still no results. And this point right here is where most people stop. But start watering this plant for a month, a year, 5, and you'll see over time it turns into this beautiful plant. The people who win are the ones that keep showing up. They stay in the gym, they keep posting, and they stick to what they're doing even when it gets tough. Most people quit because they jump from new thing to new thing, but that's where they go wrong. They never stick something out for long enough. Give it a couple of months before you jump onto your next adventure. Imagine how much progress you'd see in 1 year, 5, or even 10 years. Because if you're going at something every single day, you're bound to see success at some point. And along the journey, you'll have acquired so many valuable skills. You'll become a master at whatever craft you're doing, and in today's market, that's super valuable. Remember that life isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Look, bro, as a teenager, you're always gonna be bombarded with a bunch of different distractions. But you gotta understand not everything deserves your attention. Not every person deserves access to your mind. You have a lot of energy in these years, and if you're always giving it away to gossip, distractions, drama, toxic people, you'll never have anything left for yourself. And I'm sure you've had days when you spent hours on your phone talking to people who drain you and just staying up for nothing, and then wondered why you felt so bad the next morning. And if you're on the road of self-improvement, especially as a teenager, I want you to know that it's okay to have a season where you just say no to everything and everyone. Stop saying yes to the things that don't benefit you. Eliminate the distractions and focus your energy on what truly matters. As the name reads, be the guardian of your energy. Because if you don't learn to do this in your teens, you're gonna struggle in your 20s and your 30s. So if you found this video helpful, like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. I just wanna let you know I'm obviously not perfect. Everything I covered in this video, I pretty much learned over the last 3 months. I'm figuring it out as I go, and I'm sharing everything I can with you guys. But ever since I started building these traits, my life's been leveling up. If you want to see how I train, run my business, manage my content, and just live my life, go check out my Instagram and TikTok. I post daily data lives to show you guys how I'm going from nothing to being a successful athlete and entrepreneur, all at a young age. Go check that out. So remember, bro, lock in, stay humble, and always enjoy the grind. Peace.